Back out into Danger World. Hello. Who wants to be next? I'm always ready. That's what I look like. I don't recognize my own armor. I mean, you never really see yourself.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Timeline discrepancy. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
I sure did.
It ain't stealing if no one sees.
It also isn't stealing when nobody owns it, so... Shut up. Mark III. That's just like double the DPS. Alright. So now I found a Mark III for you, and you already had a Mark III from earlier. Yep. Alright, I can stop looking at loot forever now. They've already been upgraded to their fuck you Gatling guns that'll just win the DLC for me.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
Hey, what are you doing in here? Are you authorized to be in the conservatory? Are you trying to give me a heart attack? Are you my ex-wife? No, she fell off the side of Eridanos under mysterious circumstances 6 years ago, conveniently rendering our marriage contract null. You must be the new, groundskeeper? That can't be it either, seeing how the new one hasn't died yet. Just who are you?
Your voice is so familiar. But I was like, DD, get out of my conservatory! That's a hard question to answer. Who am I, really? Who are any of us?
Merciful law, that sounds like a lot of philosophism, which is highly outlawed throughout Halcyon. But I won't report you, considering how heavily armed you are. Bleeding hell. Standing up like this makes a body forget how stiff he gets, bent over plants all day. Oh, seems I'm not as young as I feel.
Found this bottle at the heart of the puzzle hedges. Says it's yours.
Oh, there that damn thing is. Thank you. I guess this proves it's wise to label your things. Otherwise, some fool might use them as prizes in an ill-advised scavenger hunt.
Found it real close to where I should have found Rizzo's original. Strange, huh?
I will admit, I did take the original, yes. But I did so to keep it away from those who shouldn't have it. It's safer in my hands. If you're here to get it, I might suggest you give up. I'm known to be quite a stubborn git.
What do you want the original for?
I didn't want it for anything. I needed to keep it safe. Rizzo's almost never makes mistakes, but offering a classified original product to the public for free? Any upstart might grab it and use it to make Rizzo's look bad, or steal it to make a new product offshoot, or, law forbid, start a lawsuit of some kind. Better I hold on to it.
Don't you think the mines and killer mechanicals were a bit of an overreaction?
The what now? I didn't order any mines or machines. I just paid Slug to encourage people not to enter the puzzle hedges. Figured they'd just dress somebody up like a primal and chase maze-goers, like we did after the Spectrum Black unveiling a decade back. Or maybe that was a real primal, I forget.
You taking the original makes it seem like Rizzo's lied about a prize, which is fraud.
Damnation, hadn't thought of that. Isn't my having it better than any random guest making off with it? I guess not, if it'll cause the company more trouble. Here's the original. Don't do anything with it that I wouldn't do.
Just guzzle the whole thing down right now. Is it Let's see. Is it a... How can I scroll? Is it exclusively a key item? There's the junk tab. Nah, it's a quest item. You can't just drink it right here and right now. Like, haha, I'll show you this story getting resolved. I've got bad news for all of you.
Hello again, youngster. You're certainly doing a lot of running to and fro. Don't overexert yourself. The wasp ketos can smell weakness. Bleeding hell. Standing up like this makes a body forget how stiff it...
Did Halcyon Helen come through here?
Indeed. Tromped in and out of the conservatory with no heed for anyone else. Good thing none of my charges were damaged. Starlet or not, I would have had a harsh word for her. I heard she pushed her way into a tour of the RR&DD labs not soon after. She's just a serial actress, yet she acts like she's deserved of the same access as a co-CEO. Well, she's not going anywhere ever again, which is a shame, of course. Taken too soon and all.
You're a botanist, right? What do you do for Rizzos?
I sit inside and I look at plants. Goal is usually to make Rizzo's fruit products hardier and sweeter, but for every success, there are a couple of hundred failures. Example, tried breeding native tripicale with a foreign strain. Would have called it hexticale. In the end, it bred so fast, workers were swallowed up before they could harvest it. That one, I think, can be attributed to the wasp ketos. Some lament their irritability, but their productivity is unmatched. What's a few dead workers in the architect's designs?
I'll take your word for it.
You'd be the first to. Everyone else just says, I got bark instead of a heart. They just don't understand me, not like my plants do.
I like the NPCs in this game. Yeah, this expansion. But what the fuck, bro? I think grew a little too fast and murdered some people, but who cares?
Stand in awe before our huge Rizzo's Hothouse Conservatory trademark. This building hosts almost as many plant breeds as we have delicious products. Almost. Are you wondering about that omnipresent warm and fragrant mist? That's just our all-natural fertilizing spray, made of pureed cysty pig waste products. From nature, back to nature. Our spray is part of the cycle of life. Note, Rizzo's discourages inhalation of its safe and natural liquid fertilizer. In case of accidental inhalation, please record any unusual effects and give that record to the nearest Rizzo's employee as quickly as possible. Remember, you are part of the Rizzo's family. Be kind to your family.
Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as Halcyon Helen.
I'm about done with your patronization setting.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as... Timeline discrepancy. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more Timeline Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more... Timeline discrepancy. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as... Timeline discrepancy. Congratulations, Inspector. You've discovered more footprints belonging to the deceased actress known as...
I found the bad news. There you go. Oh. I believe these are them that are primals I've heard so much about. I'm sorry, how many things are attacking me from every direction simultaneously right now? Seems a tad much.
Anyone else?
Yes, it would seem there are many else. We got everybody's attention today. To shreds, you say? That fucking Futurama reference. To shreds, you say? This button. Congratulations, Inspector. Congratulations, Inspector.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
RR&DD Lab Security Access Card. This is a keycard to Rizzo's Research and Development District Labs. If you are reading this warning anywhere other than the RR&DD Labs, please return to the RR&DD Labs for an only moderate extreme pay reduction and a mild reduction in working fingers. I don't think I'm gonna play that game. Somebody had a romantic picnic though. Where they were up to some bullshit. Can I look at it? No? Chocolates. It's in the tree? There it is. The shaft of the tossball stick is bent and cracked, exceeding tossball regulation requirements. The end of the tossball stick is...
Bits of wicker detected, embedded within the chunks of dark matter. Wicker is not a known ingredient of the dark matter product.
Examine the end of the stick. Looks like as if somebody used the tossball stick to completely obliterate a picnic basket, maybe in some kind of upper-class mating ritual.
The only members of a tossball team strong enough to crack a stick in two are the dedicated hackers, like Black Hole Birdie. Whatever Ms. Ruth Bellamy must have relayed to the tossball hacker during their picnic together instigated a furious increase in his usual strength threshold by 52%.
Let's not jump to conclusions. There are drunk primals stomping around. One of them could have broken it.
There are primals around, messing up my data. They also claim that he's got like temper shit, but that he wouldn't do that. But that's a really dubious claim to make in that context, I feel like. Hello, weird force field stuff. And also that.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Bye-bye.
Watch a pro at work.
And those apparently bounce around now. Yeah. Don't rupture on me, bro.
Analysis. This discarded canister is typical of the R-mounted storage tanks on the orchard's agricultural mechanicals. However, it is not currently attached to a mechanical. This canister contains a high amount of vinegar in addition to water. Warning. Use of vinegar, a known herbicide on purpleberry saplings, is a violation of Rizzo's agricultural standards.
Discrepancy Amplifier, where are these canisters usually kept?
These canisters can typically be found in the nursery storage building in the purpleberry orchards, except for this one, which can be found here.
Which can be found here. Initiate a deeper chemical analysis.
Chemical makeup of substance, 50% water, 50% vinegar. Trace amounts of woolly cow feces also detected.
Oh yeah, where's the woolly cows? I guess they must be from around here. Or they are around here. Nope, this door is open.
At least we know all the mosquitoes are out there. I think.
Oh, that's bad. They're supposed to be in here, aren't they? But they're out there somewhere. Just around? That's bad. This place is supposed to be full of mosquitoes and closed. Two really important steps, honestly, in the whole thing. Haha. Ew. They're sliming me. I never gave them permission to slime me. Is this thing infecting people? Parasite spawnling. I guess it is, yeah. That's what's getting everybody. This many people are infected by parasites that mind control them out here and nobody's noticing? What the fuck? How lax are things around here? You guys really are going to shit, aren't you? There's something funny about how things are this bad, but the auto mechanicals are just kind of doing their job. Just chilling. I think you got it. I think you can water the other parts now. Pollinization swarms used in this area. Yeah, well, more like in that direction. Oh, a person.
You don't know how grateful I am to the morale improvement program. Changed my life.
Oh.
Please don't point that at me.
He doesn't like the scanner.
My last quarterly review said I had an attitude problem. Morale improvement program fixed me right up.
Oh no. You guys are doing this on purpose, aren't you? It is a Adrena time corporate thing, isn't it? Either that or there's just somebody in power in this specific area who themselves are already infected and they're just spreading it to other people using their authority. And it might not be a corporate thing. Just a metaphor for a corporate thing. It always feels a little wrong when I see, like, a written document like this that I can't read. Dissident Queen, Chapter 1, continued. Ha ha! Are those Halcyon Helen and Typhon Tim I spy? Crouching in the dark like terrified sprats? A fine job you two did on my ship. Most of my crew was torn to bits by the rampaging beasts. I have found you to pay you back, with interest. I say we shall defer that payment, shouted Typhon Tim, and his hand flew to his holstered automag. Ere his fingers even touched the weapon's grip, he was struck 15 times in the face by a hail of bullets from Mercer's weapons, at which point he promptly expired. They just like to say it that way, apparently. Helen, cool as usual in the face of death, hefted her bottle of nearly 100% meal grub-free purple berry liqueur and hurled it toward the villain. Her aim was true as ever, and the projectile struck Mercer in the forehead, knocking them so soundly he could not even utter a curse. Fine aim, ma'am, said a woman close by, once the other patrons' cheers subsided. Though I must say I am sorry for your friend. As was I, at first, but then I witnessed what lay in the wake of the bullets. Look! And as she gestured what was left of Typhon Tim's head, something small and black began to wriggle amongst the gore. Ew. He's an evil parasite monster. Or a robot. Or something. It feels like this game should have a jetpack. I intuitively double tap spacebar to jump through the air. I guess it's because it shares a name with Outer Wilds and the visuals of No Man's Sky, both of which have plenty of that. Oops. Not my proudest shot. Getting a lot of damage visuals, but not a lot of me actually taking damage, as it turns out. The effusive host. Hey, I'm healed. I was a little damaged, but now I'm not. I'll take it. At least I get to feel less bad. I mean, they're still people, but they're all being attacked by a nightmare parasite, so it's like, well, this is fucked. It's not like, wow, let's murder all the drug addicts. It's like, oh, shit.
If you still possess the majority of your mental capacities, please locate the test room through the lobby and to the left. You'll see me through the glass. Recent appointments.
Name, Miss Ruth Bellamy, Halcyon Helen. Lab tour. And then Ludovico came through. Product presentation. From department reception to department utility, cleanup request. Hello, I'm sorry I haven't had the chance to get your name yet and update the terminal. When you have a moment, could you bring a mop to the lobby? Dr. Blossom seems to have had a rather rough night and spilled some coffee on the floor. Sounds like someone's dead. From Blossom to Department of all RR&DD lab employees, what in the architect's blue blazes is going on? What in blessed corporate law is all that commotion down there? I don't believe the rocket fuel combination distillery mixture was scheduled for another week. Could someone please inform me as to what the racket is all about? You better have a damn good reason for interrupting my meeting with the administrator. I expect a full explanation and apology within the next 15 minutes, or people are going to start losing jobs. I bet she's popular. Hello. You seem to have a situation. Have you considered having like a, you know, like a comms system so you can call outside of this area?
How in the aether did you get in here? You're not a Rizzo's authorized. Oh, void it all. What does it even matter now? What do you want? Speak up and quickly if you will.
Surprise inspection. I need a walkthrough of the facility and access to your computronic systems.
Oh, please. Do I look like some simpleton groundskeeper to you? You do know I possess one of the highest IQs in all of Eridanos.
Your IQ can't be that good. You think IQ's real. That's why you're working in a rundown abandoned lab.
Okay, Rungleach, you got me there. But it's not run down. It's merely, under a state of duress due to an outbreak of pandemonium at the moment. You see, I've found myself in a bit of a pickle. Some of my lab techs have turned rather aggressive following a recent experiment gone awry. Hence why I've barricaded myself in the lab.
Isn't there anything you can do to help?
Yes. I suppose I should make myself useful. Let me think. Ah, I know. I can remotely unlock the supply closets in the lower levels of the lab. Perhaps you'll find some useful apparatus or two in them.
Didn't see any hostiles on the way here from the entry door. You could make a run for it.
And lose my life's work? You want me to just burn my lab and my entire future to the ground over one experiment that's gotten rather out of hand? No, I think not. We merely need to clean up the mess, so to speak. Reset the lab back to functional parameters.
Even I think that's pretty cold, and I'm a mercenary.
Staff can be replaced, you know. Research data? Now that's invaluable.
Wow, another person I'm probably going to shoot. Nice to meet you. What goes on in these labs that would turn your researchers against you?
Oh no. They're quite unaware of their actions, I'm afraid. We're a research and development branch of Rizzo's, focused primarily on the Spectrum vodka line. But the specific research that goes on in this facility is utterly confidential. You understand?
It seems to be a group mind control thing, in which case I'm going to, burn it down myself. I'll find out when I hunt through the labs. You might as well tell me up front. I can't pick it. Come on, your secret's safe with me.
Call me a skeptic, but no, I don't believe it would be. Loose lips sink new product ships, you know?
Forget I mentioned it.
Happily, of course.
I can take care of your problem, but I'll need you to answer some questions afterward.
Excellent. You have my gratitude, and soon you'll have my knowledge of Miss Bellamy's recent visit as well. Now, if you'd rather not kill my lab techs during this cleanup, I believe you can dispense a sedative gas from a terminal in the utility room.
Better than cold-blooded murder.
The door to the lower labs is sealed for our safety, so you'll need to take the elevator down. I'll unseal the access hallway for you now. Do take care.
If you'd rather not kill my people. Jesus Christ. Just open this door and murder her? Alright, well. She's awful. Before Rizzo's was the confectionery juggernaut you know and love today, it was an above-average chemical waste management corporation. Oh no. Oh god, that's why they have the fucking "if it's brown" slogan. Oh god. On one otherwise unremarkable day, an employee on the slurry-stirring shift leaned a little too far over a chemical vat, dropping a single purple berry that had been hidden in his jacket pocket. Instead of being immediately fired for his hazardous incompetence, the employee was given an ultimatum by his supervisor: retrieve the fallen fruit and stay employed. Ew, no. The employee jumped into the vat, swam for the purple berry, and accidentally swallowed it. The rest is history. After he was pulled from the toxic waters, the stirrer stated that the chemical-coated purple berry hadn't been half bad before falling into a toxic coma, giving his supervisor the idea to sterilize and adjust the chemical mixture for human consumption. Soon the sour, sweet, coated purple berries were more or less edible, becoming Rizzo's first mass-marketed product, the Purple Berry Bunch. What the fuck? I hated that. That was so much worse than I could have imagined. He fell into like a fucking chemical waste vat. Or probably, going by the if it's brown shit they said, probably just a poop vat. That was poop slurry from the sewer. Jesus. And they're like, this shitberry, this literal dingleberry, it's pretty tasty, and it turns out. Now I'm dead. Bye. Hey, that thing that killed that guy, I should make it into a product for consumption. Mind the gas canisters, memo. Hello everyone, this is your friendly custodial staff offering a preemptive apology if the elevator hall is crowded with gas canisters. There are quite a few of them, and only one of me, so I'm moving them in loads down to the utility load. Do be cautious, they're filled with a sedative potent enough to put a hungry mama raptidon out cold. Thank you for understanding. After work bar meetup. Dear esteemed colleagues, my team and I are headed to the Grand Colonial's bar this evening for some drinking and fellowship. All real scientists are welcome to join us. You know, the ones that produce quantifiable data and theorems and don't spend their time jagging about how this is lightning on that bottle will increase customer sentiment. Cheers from some who understands the market research aren't real scientists. Wow. You're about to get your party burned down by market researchers. Memo, increased protective measures. Team, as we continue our round of research and product development, I'm increasing the required safety gear of lab workers involved. As some of you may know, a few recent accidents involving subjects have left workers maimed, scarred, and one worker has had their left hand permanently discolored to a shade of lime green. Rizzo's Research and Development District Labs is expected to continuously produce revolutionary advancements in the food and beverage industry. These measures will help us in further pursuit of that mission. Dr. Blossom. Alright. Let's see about these sedative vats. They didn't teleport in with me this time. What am I gonna do? Well, where are they? They're normally supposed to teleport into the elevator with me. It glitched. Are they upstairs still? There they are. Alright, so how do I put them unconscious?
I'll keep it down.
In the utility room, so I need to get in there. Is there a way to sneak in there without going past those guys? Maybe not. Because that door is barred.
it weren't for the random explosive canisters everywhere, I'd almost call this cozy.
Waka waka.
Well, color me cured. I never want another Spectrum bottle ever again.
Did I hear
Make
something?
No. Aw. Aw. What can I use in combat? Under pressure, let's go.
Libations on me, folks.
Alright, well. That's the best I could do. New member employee orientation. Welcome, insert name. We're happy to have you as the new chemical custodian at insert location. It is your responsibility to ensure your location of employment is tidy and works like a charm. Your duties include, but are not limited to, cleaning all of the surfaces, regular maintenance of all machinery, restocking employee break areas, maintenance of all electronic systems, keeping inventory on the location's operational item reserves, voluntary assistance for labs research as needed, maintaining thorough documentations of your possible successor, or for your possible successor when you die, probably. We know it sounds like a lot, but don't worry. Your predecessor has kept thorough documentation for your needs that you can find on this terminal. We hope you're excited to begin this most fulfilling career, and remember, whoa, 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 it's Rizzo's, that's a bad name, How to Be a Janitor file. Training file corrupted. Please guess how to do your job to the best of your ability. Please guess how to do your job. Holy shit. First day. I've gotten 17 requests from the lab workers that I had to respond to, and also managed to find time to sweep, mop, and buff this whole place. I was hoping the employee how-to document would help with some of these machines that I've never seen before in my life, but guess what? That also left it completely blank. Gas hookup. I got a request from Dr. Blossom to hook up the gas lines to some canisters there mixed with the heavy sedative for dispersal in the lower labs. Luckily, I got enough experience cleaning all the muck that builds in the vents to get it all done in a couple of days. Still, I wonder what they're needing this for. I think they took the last of the raptidons out of the lab last week. Guess the pheromone flavoring results weren't as promising as they'd hoped. Experiment participation. Jackpot. Since I read that stupid orientation document, I've been hoping they'd ask me to volunteer for something, and here it is. I get to be a taste tester for the newest Spectrum flavor. I'm heading to the lab right after I fix the clog in the showers. So exciting. Oh. This came from the Spectrum flavor? That's where the parasite came from that's getting everyone? The stupid vodka? And they were gonna go like have it together and share it in that one place. So it took out both of them too? It appears whoever works here uses adhesive notes to stay organized. A couple of the more intelligible notes. Rockwell visits to do. Confiscate badges? Done. Reprint badges? Pending. Check maintenance logs? Pending new locks. Order new locks? Done. Reevaluate lockdown procedure. Update docking authority with new lockdown procedure. Intake bet over under weekly. Bottles 5, SIGs 21, weapons 4. Wow. They've been winning a lot of bets. Did I save anyone by doing that, or is everyone dead? Like, just everyone. Because that was a really roundabout path to get to that terminal. Does it say whether they're alive or dead? I don't know, did my guys come all the way out here to fight them? I mean, his head's still on. Their heads tended to come off when they got shot. If there are any unconscious up here, they should still be alive, because I doubt anyone had time to come up here to fight.
Just who in the... Oh my law. It's you. Wait. What do you think you are?
Oh.
The hell was that?
I think she just got her ass beat. I think someone decided to deal with her. And in the process, she probably just saw the killer up close. One of those moments. So I'm not going to get any information out of her. But it'll become a new crime scene. Egads. So exciting. Anyway, I'm already in a room. So I don't even need her key to get in here.
Just when we were gonna get some answers.
Womp. I didn't get to shoot her. But she sucked so much.
Confirmation of discrepancy confirmed. This person is most definitely dead. But recently, they were still alive.
Whoa, plot hole. Examine the body. You're sure you heard gunshots earlier, yet the victim's loss of blood is oddly minimal. The cause of death is not by bullet wound as you expected. Rather, the body is riddled all over with small, tiny puncture marks, no larger than a needle in diameter each. Oh, the bees are in here? Search the area. Although you distinctly remember hearing gunshots over the intercom, you don't see any bullet casings.
Anyone else think there should be more bullet holes here?
Well, they're definitely dead. Any idea what happened?
Interesting camera angles. No, she probably fired a bullet. No one suspects the bees. I think someone's controlling the bees. None of them are in the hive. There's a hive mind enemy doing Bioshock powers at somebody. Whoever did this wasn't using a regular weapon. These look like needle wounds.
Helen had a needler, didn't she? Her murderer could have stolen it.
I don't think it literally shot needles. I think it was just called the needler. I think it was a gun. I think this is the bees.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
What a where?
The organic matter that comprises this lab worker died at a similar time and of similar circumstance as the other corpses already scanned. The organic matter that comprises this lab worker died at a similar time and of similar circumstance as the other corpses already scanned.
View download confirmation. Error, file deleted. It was successfully downloaded to external data cartridge. Someone took the data. That's why they were here. From Administrator Ludovico, subject Halcyon Helen's lab tour. Apologies for the late notice, but Miss Bellamy has requested a tour of the facilities while she is visiting Eridanos as Halcyon Helen. Please prepare for her arrival in the morning. From Blossom to Blossom, note to self. Well, Leora, you did it again. At long last, you located a bottle of Spectrum Black hidden in a crevice of musty shelf space in a storage warehouse last night. That much closer to finally getting the Spectrum Gatling to work. And what happened? You got all the way back to the water tower before running into a group of primals already diverting themselves with the fruits of the fermented variety. One bad blackout later, and here you are, covered in primal vodunit without the Spectrum Black. Get it together. What? A blackout later? Covered in primal vomit? What the fuck happened? Were they cool dudes? Were they chill? Did they party? From Blossom to the development of all RR&DD lab employees. What in the blue blazes? Yeah, we mentioned that before. Yeah. That's the one we knew about. Files. File deleted. Parasite findings. Hack. Tests involving the parasite Eridanium gigaceus, colloquially dubbed as slugs, have produced astounding results. Even when compared against our most promising methods of producing a brain chemical dependency, the pheromone of Eridanium gigaceus produces dopamine more effectively than anything on record. Further tests will continue researching how much the compound we can introduce to subjects and observe the effects. Despite our less than ideal presentation to administration, the product impressed for two main reasons. As mentioned before, this product will produce that boozy, feel-good stimulus like no other. But more importantly, the pheromone's makeup is completely unique, which means there are no regulations surrounding its classification. The idea of a completely addictive product with zero laws surrounding it would certainly justify any means.
Don't they realize this just makes us more curious about that data file?
This is just horrifying. I missed my chance. They're up to some fucked up chemical dependency bullshit. All core systems operative. Weapon requires loaded spectrum vodka array to be functional. Spectrum vodka is deposited 1. Open case. Not all spectrum flavors are present. You have to find all the colors? Like across the aisle, like a collectible? Spectrum Gatling Terminal. The Gatling taunts me from behind its glass cage. The infernal void-damned thing refuses to work, and I know the exact cause. It's me. Why am I wired like this? Why? Whenever I tried to fiddle with the internals sober, I broke parts off, or connections failed to fire, or pieces stuck out of the casing and shorted out other components. So, of course, the solution was obvious. Get at least a little plastered prior to the work period. Every work period. When I'm relaxed, my hands don't shake, and it's so much easier to see where things should fit or how to bridge certain connections. The problem, of course, is that I also get artistic. Why should a weapon work on mechanics alone? Why shouldn't you have to say, slot one of every fucking kind of spectrum vodka into the thing before it will fire for the first time? I don't even know if it's tied to the weapon's internals or if it's some kind of lock, but it seems like it should fire and absolutely will not. I have to get one of every kind of spectrum, including black. I can only hope the storage warehouse has a recent shipment of the entire spectrum, or all this work will have been for nothing. I have to be the dumbest genius on this side of Halcyon, El Blossom. Well, now you're the dead who is dead. Do you have to come in here and bring every kind of vodka? This is the silliest shit. Not all spectrum flavors are present.
Every step of the way, there's always somebody 2 steps ahead of us. How are we gonna get this done?
Yeah, y'all were up to some bullshit, weren't you?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Body heat readings indicate that the culprit was just here, mere moments earlier in the timeline.
Examine the grate. You gauge that this vent probably isn't supposed to be gaping open, but beyond that it's difficult to tell if somebody used it to enter the lab or to escape from it. Seems daring either way, and fun, if a little scary, like something a character in a serial adventure might do. Are you telling me that it's her co-star is the one that did it? Examine the fuse box. There's a cut wire in the box. Someone wanted the power cut to something, but you're not quite sure what. They probably cut the power to the door so that they could get in that door and do a murder. All over the place, just real messy, honestly. Well, that didn't go so. If it's brown, drink it down.
Attention all personnel. Unscheduled pollinization
Oh.
is about to commence. Please evacuate the orchards at this time. Releasing the waspitos for pollinization. Cycle is now in progress.
I don't know what a wasquito is. I don't particularly want to know what a wasquito is. Ugh.
They're over there.
To go find out, aren't we?
Things are not going so hot for these people. You want to load in map? You doing okay? There you go. You worried me for a bit there. All right. The wrecked picnic. Slips around to there. Nursery, conservatory, the bridge. It looks like I already went everywhere. Looks like that was a pretty thorough run around. So now we should try to get back to the bridge because things are bad. Oh shit. Get in. Well, she's gonna die out there. There we go. They can all eat each other. Moap fizzy tea. Moap. I'm near hostiles, huh? Well. I don't think you could see them from there. Oh, cool, they're all on fire and I'm dying. Oh. Okay, bye. Everything was on fire. Wow. What an honor. As the good Lord once saith. Fuck that. Fuck that. Things are bad in there. Just generally bad. The Wilderness Checkout Building. That is, yeah, it's the other direction completely. The Sun Parlor. It's also back there. Travel to the meeting spot. It's way the hell out. Just trying to keep track of my objectives here. Yeah, those are mostly other islands. So I can go back to the maze, but things aren't great. Not gonna lie, kind of thought there'd be more bees. I thought they'd be bigger. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of them though. There has never been more of a spray and pray situation. Are you guys even still alive? Did I hit you on accident? I'm sorry. You guys having a real bad day now? You should all leave. It's really bad here.
Deadly stingers are on the loose. I'll give you anything and everything you want from my collection, if you just save me.
Where? Oh, I need to go to the hive and recall them, don't I? This is an intended distraction by the person behind this, and I can probably turn it off.
Here they come.
I don't think she's doing very well right now, judging by the face cloud. What is she, like a Heartless? You guys seem unwell. Alright, I've been better. What can I heal? Wait, I'm out of heals? Wait, how am I out of heals? I used to have like a billion heals. How do I do it? I thought I had like 100 healing items. Where'd they all go? What? Wait, yeah, what? Adreno only? What? What did I do? Now I want to look at my own recordings from earlier today. I'm so confused. Haven't I previously been hovering at like 100 healing items? Oh. No. When I look at previous recordings today, I had like 4 healing items. Oh no. I think I might have in a previous session hit sell all on my inventory of random bullshit because I was so tired of how cluttered the screen was and forgot that my inhaler items also are there. Uh-oh. I don't have healing really. Yeah, this isn't good. Stay alive. I don't know how good my... Please abort. Okay. Check recent activity. I need to get to a store and buy healing items, apparently. I fucked up at some point. The last activity recorded exceeds the system's 2-week threshold and has been purged. 2H Lawson, subject real funny. Hilda, generally when 2 coworkers get blasted out of their minds on Spectrum vodka, one of them makes a joke about how wild it'd be to put some wasps and mosquitoes together. He doesn't wake up the next day with a promotion and a couple 100,000 rabid insects in his back porch. I can appreciate a good joke as much as the next guy, but I got a message earlier today about making sure I increased the quarterly yields, and it wasn't from you. If you wanted to, I don't know, bail me out sooner rather than later, I'd be most obliged. Morris. Bail me out. Hilda, I'll put it bluntly, this place is one bad key press away from total disaster. Earlier today I accidentally selected the begin pollination cycle function on this terminal. The cycle just activated. No password protection, no confirmation message, nothing. And it so happened there was a scheduled tour making its way through the orchards at about that moment. Somehow that idiot groundskeeper's exterminator mechanicals got activated, giving the waspquitos something to sting that wasn't the tour group. Those people barely got away with their lives, and I don't think we'll be so lucky next time. My supervisor has apparently scheduled me for some kind of standard medical treatment, but when I come back, I better have a message from you apologizing for not responding to my messages and containing an immediate transfer to somewhere that isn't here. I've had enough. Apology. I reread my last message to you, and I feel I owe you the deepest and most heartfelt of apologies. I have been such an entitled bore since I received this promotion. In reality, I should have been thanking you. To oversee the day-to-day coming and going of creatures so majestic as these waspquitos is a true honor. Congratulations on your promotion, by the way. I would have thought I'd be mad, especially considering how central my mosquitoes were to your new position. But since that treatment, I found it difficult to stay mad about much of anything. I hope you enjoy Byzantium. Oopsie. Alright, so it seems like people know about this whole thing, which is fucked up. This multi-purpose tool would be nondescript anywhere else, but here there's something strange about it. Scan the chemical makeup.
Tool is comprised of 99% plastic, 0.5% steel, and 0.5% carbonated sugary beverage. Trace amounts of kerosene, alcohol, hydrazine, and liquid hydrogen also detected.
Inspect the casing. The casing is pockmarked and scratched. It's been well used. You also notice an inch-long steel panel haphazardly nailed to its side. Wiggle the nails out? Or construct a lever to remove the panel. You collect a nearby rod of metal and, sliding it between the panel, push down until the panel comes free. As it falls away, you see that it was hiding a slug logo.
So, what'd you find?
There were fuel traces on the multi-tool. Could be from the docks or distillation station.
This mosquito fiasco wasn't an accident, huh?
No. It's also likely that whoever released the wasp mosquitoes was a slug employee.
I know sublight deals in shadiness, but sending swarms of horrible insects after us is a new low.
Hello. Hello, surprise person. I'm inside here, aren't I? Isn't that bad? Did they all successfully go back into their hives? Because I'm on the inside of the force field, which is bad. Is it safe out here now? I need to go find more healing items. Holy shit. I done screwed up. What is this over here? An additional dead guy. Nope, not a ton going on there. It was actually specifically when I couldn't do this quest anymore that I realized, oh, I probably need to conclude this elsewhere. You must be able to fix the entire mosquitoes problem. Because they were not actively under threat, but the zone was.
Great day for a starship ride, is it not?
You know
Keep
who I
your voice
am.
down.
Stop doing that.
Never know who might be listening.
I have the Spectrum original. Here you go.
Let me have a look. It's a little scratched on the neck, and the label's a bit smudged. Smells funny, but I think it is genuine, yes. This'll look real good in my archives. Here's your pay. I'll be in touch if there's ever another time when I need to keep a corporation honest. And if anyone ever asks, we never met.
I doubt that's ever going to amount to anything. But the other two storylines were also stupid. Hey, are you mad at me now?
It seems the prize I was after has mysteriously vanished. Of course, I am perfectly composed and not fucking furious about the utter waste of time and money.
Ha 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 ha.
Seems all my bumbling around this maze was for naught. Someone else got what I was after. But at the moment, I'm more worried about finding a way out.
Ma'am, it's right here. Hold my hand. You are so close. You've not gone in at all. In fact, none of you even tried. Embarrassing. Alright, well things are good in it again. Is everybody still alive from earlier? Is she gonna be nope, she's not mysteriously gone.
Back again, eh? I knew you couldn't resist my charms for long. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Unless you already have, and I've forgotten. In which case, I probably won't forget a second time.
I found a toxic mix of fertilizer and weed killer on some purpleberry saplings. Thoughts?
Why should weed killer affect saplings? Weed killer. It's in the name. It should kill only weeds. That really seems like it's more on product design than on me.
You really should just come clean.
But there's nothing to come clean about. I've just been doing my best out here.
Is it all gonna be incompetency? Is that what's ultimately coming down? I don't know. I feel like she might have some shit going on here. Can I pickpocket in this game? I don't even remember. All I did was take money from her. It's not very nice. How do I get in the back door? We've already looked at that. Are there secrets? Is there like a vent out here? I wonder if all the bad things that are happening are a combination of incompetence and that one nasty thing. Did I ever go down there?
Hello again, youngster. What's
I meant to say goodbye the first time. Yeah. Seems like nobody died during that. That could have gone really bad.